Hey, just letting you guys know that this video was supposed to come out December 1st. My voice just cracked. It was supposed to come out December 1st, but I ended up, whenever the video had finished, it went from 24 minutes long to 8 minutes long, and the rest of that footage had got lost, and I was very upset, and I just prolonged the video. But it is here now. I made a part 2 in this video. You'll see the transition when it happens, but I hope y'all enjoy the video. Hey guys, I haven't uploaded a video in quite some time. And there's really no good reason for it. I just didn't feel like uploading. But these past couple of these past couple of days, and really past couple of months, like 2.5, 3 months or something like that, life has changed. And not in a bad way, but like in a good way and like a surprising way. So this video is just for me to proclaim publicly and vocally like how blessed I am. And it's crazy. I got this job, I got this new job. It pays really well and everything. And that's kind of like why I took it. Also, I just wanted like different scenery. I used to bartend, and I just felt like not only convicted, but I just felt I wasn't having fun doing it. And I used to love doing it, but I just stopped having fun. I just felt convicted doing it, like, getting people drunk and everything and all that stuff. Like, it just didn't sit well with me in my heart. And so I ended up quitting, got a new job, and as a merchandiser. I started doing that. I enjoy it so far. And while working, I've met a lot of interesting people, a lot of believers. I've just met a lot of interesting people. So I'm working. I end up taking a break. I get food from the place I'm working, and I walk outside and I meet this guy. I was gonna walk past him, but then he ended up speaking to me first. And then I was like, you know what? Why not sit down and talk to the man? So I sat down and talked to him. This is right outside the building, and so we're sitting, we're talking, and he has his Bible out, and we're talking about the Bible and all that stuff. I asked him like his favorite book, and he tells me all the books are his favorite, which I thought was a little funny. And so we're talking about the Bible and everything, and we're just chatting. And then he ended up asking me if I wanted something, and I said no, I'm fine. Can I get you anything though? He said any drink will be fine. I ended up buying him a Sprite and like myself a water. So we're sitting down, drinking our drinks and then talking. And as we're talking, he looks at me and he says, "This is like when we're finishing up our talk." He looks at me and he says, "I got something for you." He ends up taking this necklace off of his neck, and he gives it to me. And I look at him and I'm like, I can't take it. I can't take that. Like, he tells me it was given to him and he wants to give it to me. And I said, I just can't take it. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't feel right. It just wouldn't feel right if he just gave it to me. And he said, no, I want you to have it. It would make me feel better. It would make me happy if you took this, because I want to give this to you. And he gave it to me, and I've never taken it off since. This is the necklace that he gave me and everything. Oh, you can't even see it from the angle. This is the necklace he gave me. Chain, whatever you want to call it. But he gave it to me. I haven't taken it off since. I think I only took it off like once when I was showering, but like I put it on my arm or something. After that, I ended up meeting this woman. Same day, I actually think. I think this was before I went outside and talked to him. I'm pretty sure this was the same day. I'm helping her. I'm helping her in the store. She needed like help picking up something. So I'm picking it up and I'm bringing it to her basket at the front so she can check it out. And so I end up helping her, and she comes back, talks to me, and we're just talking about God and everything. And she tells me that she ended up losing her daughter last year, and that it's nearing the time of her daughter's death. And she told me that the only reason she's strong is because she know God is with her pretty much. And, you know, we're talking about it. And then she says, oh, I would love if you would come to our church and everything. And I said, well, I could check it out, but, you know, I already have a church I go to and everything. And so she also, which is kind of crazy, she also invited me to her daughter's wake. And I thought that was one of the most beautiful things that could happen that day. I just met the lady, and she is inviting me to her daughter's, not wake, I'm sorry, balloon release. She's invited me to her daughter's balloon release. And at the time, she told me it was gonna be next week on a Sunday. And I was like, I would love to go, but I work Sunday. I'm not gonna give any promises, but I will do my best to come. She told me the time. I told her I couldn't make it to the service beforehand, so she didn't worry about that. But she wanted me to be there for the balloon release. The day comes. I'm excited to go. I didn't tell her. She also gave me her Facebook so we can communicate, but I didn't text her because I wanted to surprise her. So the day comes. I'm getting off of work, and I do everything I gotta do. I don't know if I brought extra clothes with me or if I went home to go and change, but I ended up heading there. I think I had clothes with me and I changed in the car. I ended up heading there and I was a little late. I forgot what happened, but I ended up being a little late. I got there and I'm running. It's very muddy. I messed up my my Air Forces, but it was worth it. I ended up going and everyone's just looking at me like, who is this guy? Like, anybody invite him? And I'm just sitting there, you know, my hands in my pocket, just listening to everybody talk. First, the daughter that passed, it was her blood daughter. That was the only daughter she biologically had. She had other daughters that she took care of, you know, that lived with her, but they weren't blood. And so when I got there, it was one of her daughters that was speaking, and then she ended up crying. One of her friends consoled her, and then it was the mom's turn to speak, the lady that invited me. And so she's speaking, and she had a beautiful message. I really wish I could remember most of the things she said, but she said a lot of people were looking at her and asking her, oh, how could you be so strong? Your daughter passed. Because she said she was only upset for maybe a couple of days, maybe a week, not too long, and that it still hurts her, but her strength doesn't come from within or from her. Her strength comes from God above, because when her daughter passed, her daughter you know, pretty much, I guess, gave her life to Christ again, which I thought was really beautiful. And her daughter wanted to see her mom one last time before she passed, and she asked to see her mom, and that was like the last words that she had said. After seeing her mom, she just shook her head yes and no, and she pretty much said that, you know, she's ready to go, she's not scared, and you know, she ended up leaving this earth. But I believe in my heart, deep down, that lady, that woman's daughter went to heaven, and that mom will see her daughter again soon. And it really, and like at the balloon release, it really, oh my gosh, it did a number on me emotionally. I didn't cry. Outside of recent events, I've been pretty grateful. I've been highly blessed. Like, words cannot describe how incredible life has been, in a way. I guess that's the only word to describe it, and it's only because of God. And recent events, they're not gonna alter how I've been since like these past couple of months or anything. They're not gonna change that. Yes, I'm upset at the very moment, but that's besides the point. I'm very, very thankful, because I'm very thankful for the lady inviting me to her daughter's balloon release. It was very beautiful. It did a number on me at that time. I didn't cry or anything, but it really provoked some emotions. I felt very, very honored to be there. And another event, I met this man named Mr. CJ. He works at this store that I merchandise at, and I've never talked to him a bunch until, like, all I would say was, you know, how you doing? Good morning. That's really it. But one day he stopped me and said, there's a hunger in me for wanting spiritual knowledge. And I was like, how do you know that? And he said God told him, and like, you know, we talked and everything, and he's a very nice guy. He told me his testimony, how he went to jail and how he found out about God while in jail, while incarcerated. And I felt very blessed to be discipled under him. And it was just an honor. He was telling me, you know, to, you know, reread the New Testament and everything, get back into the new wine. He said not to go into the old wine, not to read the New Testament. It's kind of, I feel like he's telling me not to really read the Old Testament like that, which I don't kind of understand why. I tried to ask him, but like our conversation had got cut short. But I'm very thankful for him as well. It's crazy because God has just been sending people to me left and right. I'm also very thankful for the fellowship that I have, for the people that I've met while at church and everything, while attending different churches. Not attending, but like, you know, just going to check them out and everything, because I don't have a home church at the moment. I'm very thankful for all the people that I've met, all the friends that I've made, and it's incredible. And it's only thanks to God. I met this man named Brother Terrell at this other store that I merchandise at. It's funny. It's at a bunch of stores, and it's usually when I'm at work. I met this other man named Brother Terrell, and we start talking, and he was telling me how, you know, he was a born-again Christian. He told me his testimony and everything, and he told me that one day he was like pretty down, like he was pretty low or whatever, one of the lowest stages of his life, and God had said, Terrell, I'm going to use you for my purpose. And it just lit a fire in him right then and there. He said he's never looked back since. He said he used to struggle with addiction, struggle with sexual like promiscuity and everything, and now he doesn't, like, you know, he doesn't struggle with that anymore because God had talked to him. He heard God's voice. Not many people hear that. I want to hear God's voice, which is pretty crazy. Not many people hear God's voice, and he heard God's voice. God told him, I'm going to use you for my purpose. Through you, my glory will be shown. And it's just incredible. And we chatted for a bit and everything, but I only got to speak to him once because I only merchandised that store a very few times, and I've only seen him that one time. For all the people that I've met at fellowship, it is such a blessing. I used to be so alone in the very beginning of my walk because I took so much pride in doing it by myself, trying to learn by myself, and not learn for others. I didn't even, when I was reading, I wanted to learn everything for myself. I didn't even look up the, you know, meanings on my phone. The only thing I looked up on my phone was like the definition of a word and everything. And it was just such a lonely and sad time. It was fun, but I didn't have the gift. I wasn't exercising my gift of fellowship, which is insane. And when I started doing that, it was, you know, it was slow at first because I wasn't used to talking to people about God like that or anything. And I'm not used to opening up to, you know, new people or whatever the case may be. But when it just started gradually growing and growing and growing, it just did not stop. And I'm just very thankful for the people that I've met along this journey. Oh my gosh. And man, a couple weeks ago, I had sat down. I'm sorry. A couple weeks ago, I was going to my job's Christmas, special thing or whatever, like event that they were doing. I went to the first place because it was at two separate locations, you know, like, but across the street from each other. So I went to the first one. But on the way there, I see this guy on the road. You know, he's homeless and everything. And I was like, man, I don't have any cash, but I'm at least gonna buy him food. So I talked to him. I'm like, hey man, what you want? He told me what he wanted. I got it for him. He actually met me at the place, which I was gonna bring it to him, but he met me at the place, and I gave it to him. I was like, hey man, you know, you mind like if I chat with you, if I just sit down and talk to you? He was like, he would love that. So we're talking while he's eating. His name is Joseph. I'm talking to Joseph, and he's eating and everything, and I'm asking him questions, asking him, you know, how he's doing, how his family has been, and he, like, you know, he's telling me all these things, and it just reminds me that my problems are so little compared to his. But he was just so nice to, you know, let me listen. And it's crazy, most of us, whenever we see somebody in the street, we just drive past them maybe, or, just like not think twice, but that is a human being. And if I was in that position, I would want somebody to at least talk to me, Not saying to always do it, but I would at least, want somebody to at least ask me how I've been, how I'm doing or whatever. Like somebody to treat me like a human. So we're talking and everything, and we had a pretty good conversation. At the very end, I asked him, what do you believe in, if you don't mind me asking? He said, I believe in my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I got happy at that moment, and we started talking about it. I asked him his favorite books. He said he doesn't have a favorite book, but he told me his favorite story was, I think he said it was Samuel. No. I'm getting the story mixed up. But I think he told me his favorite book or whatever, but I don't remember at the moment because it was a couple weeks ago, like earlier, like 2 weeks ago or something like that. So, we're just talking, and then I asked him if I could pray for him. As soon as I said pray for you, he instantly said, let's do it, brother, and bowed his head down. And oh my gosh, I got emotional. So I prayed for him. I should have asked him what I wanted to pray for him about, or what he wanted me to pray for. But I prayed for him, and it was just such a great experience. Last week, I met another guy that was near the gym, and this was the day after. This is on Sunday. This is the day after. This is a couple days ago, actually. The day after something happened, and I got very upset. And in my head, I'm just like, man, screw the world. At the very moment, it's treating me like this, so I don't care. I don't want to do anything for anybody. So I'm very upset, as you can clearly hear. And so I see him. I'm leaving the gym, and I see him at like the median where he's like right next to me, pretty much. And I look at him, and I'm like, I'm not gonna give this dude anything. Like, why would I waste my money on something like that? And so I'm about to drive off. I'm about to make a right, drive off, and then something tells me, just buy him food. So I'm like, you know what? Just because my day is pretty crappy doesn't mean I should, put that on somebody else. Doesn't mean I shouldn't bless anybody. So I make a circle, pretty much going back into the parking lot, and I ask him if he wants anything from the Taco Bell that's like right there. He tells me what he wants. I get him something, and then same thing happens. I ask him if I can sit down and talk to him, and we start talking. And as we're talking, we talk about God. This is the guy that told me his favorite story was about Samuel. And I told him one of my favorite stories is David and Bathsheba, because it's an insane story. And it ends pretty horribly, but God still pretty much redeems David. He still calls David the one after his heart. And, we're chatting and everything. And I ask him, how he's been doing and all that stuff. And surprisingly, he asked me the same thing. So I felt bad for telling my problems because, he has worse problems than me, I guess. And I told him what happened the day before. And he's giving me advice. He gave me advice. And I was like, dude, if I were you, I wouldn't be, you know what I mean? And it was just crazy. He started giving me advice, and like started talking. This guy's name was Joseph. This guy's name is Cody. So we're just chatting, and we finished talking. And I asked him if I could pray for him. He lets me pray over him too. And I ended up leaving and going home. And I felt 10 times better after that. And it's just pretty much the point of this video is for me to express my gratitude and like all of the events that have happened in my life after May or June, whichever month I had. I'll have to go and check, but whichever month I started taking Christ seriously and actually gave my life to him. And it's been insane. Words can't describe how insane this ride has been and how insane this ride will continue to be. God is doing incredible things in my life, and I know if you believe that God will do incredible things in your life as well. I don't deserve any of this. I don't deserve anything that I have. I don't deserve anything that I will get in the future. What I do deserve is suffering, is hell, because I'm not a great person. As you can, from what I said, I wanted to tell the guy, screw off, drive past him, not give him anything. But something in me told me that he is a person just like me, and to just buy him food. And I wasn't gonna do it at first. There's things in the past that I've done that I'm very, very ashamed of, highly ashamed of. Recent events, things I've done in reaction, actions that I've did, like just so many things. I don't want to get into too much detail, but I've done so many sinful things, and I just don't deserve God. I don't deserve everything that he's blessed me with. He's blessed me with an incredible family. He's blessed me with incredible friends. He's blessed me with incredible fellowship. He's blessed me with incredible love. Like the love I feel from him in my times of downness, in my times of need, and also in my times of joy, is immeasurable. I may not notice it at that point, but then when I look back, I'm just like, man, that was God's love, his grace, his mercy. I don't deserve any of it. I don't know if I said this in the other one, so I'm gonna say it now. I was leaving a church, and before I was gonna leave, I had a conversation with a certain person. And before that conversation, I was very anxious. I was very upset. Like a lot of emotions going on in my head. After the conversation, it was like a bittersweet ending. It was like a bittersweet ending to I guess it was like some type of closure or whatever. And so as we were talking, we I guess had like that little closure or whatever. And it was a very good conversation. I get in my car, I'm going home, and something tells me to listen to Never Would Have Made It. And I haven't heard that song in years. Singing the song with my, with my heart out. And lo and behold, eventually I literally start bursting into tears. I start sobbing, crying. And it was out of joy. It was because of how loved and how grateful I felt. All of them emotions, all those good emotions, all those positive emotions that I felt at that time, it just did a number on me when I sung that song. It just made me realize how blessed I truly am. And I know I'm saying this a lot, but I just have to. The more I say it, the more it's gonna reveal it, I guess. Just talking about it, it makes me happy again. It makes me feel that joy again at that moment. And wow, God is real. Sometimes I may waver in my faith. Sometimes I may doubt, but God is truly real. And if you don't believe it, I just pray that y'all do now. It doesn't matter what circumstances you're going through, what events you're going through. It doesn't matter about the past. It doesn't matter about the anxiety of the future. God is good no matter what circumstances. God is bigger than all of your problems, and God is the answer to all your problems. I just wish I would have known that so much sooner. That's probably like my only huge regret. All the past stuff, I am upset that I did it, but I guess it wouldn't have made me into the person I am now. It wouldn't have probably led me to here if I didn't do those. Man, this video is pretty long. Thank you guys for listening. Man, God is good. I hope y'all have a blessed night and enjoy the rest of y'all's week, my beloved.